when we talk about the future kit, and if we consider in terms of the number of the RE that connect to our kit more and more, especially for the solar PV and the dynamic load like an electric vehicle. So the challenge for our utility, especially in Thailand, we have to manage the grid in terms of the grid stability, and also if we have more device in the grid, in terms of the grid security, that we have to consider more. That means we need more flexibility. That means we need more sensor to have more visibility of the grid.
Yes, I fully agree with you that the increasing amount of devices like solar panels and also e-charging, windmills, etc., is of course an enormous pressure on the grid network. The grid network is already quite some existence in that perspective, so already several years deployed in that area. So we need to make it more efficient. So we need to notice all the operations and the capabilities of the grid network much more precise and accurate. Therefore, we need much more ICT technologies to be deployed so that we have all the data that is related into the performance of the grid so that we can notice that. So if there's any unsafe situations, like for instance broken network capabilities, the outage, etc., then of course this data can be used to prevent that ahead of time before the outage is happening. We need to have an ecosystem of all the industrial players that can work together in this area so that we can deploy the best type of technology in that perspective. So here it's very important that we address the different standardization questions to ensure interoperability not only between different components but also between technologies. It's not that easy just to go into ICT on top of OT or the other way around. It needs to be integrated together in that perspective. And this would be an important exercise to the standards world to make sure that we have the right relevant standards to secure this interoperability from an interface point of view, but also the interoperability between different technologies in that area.
Because if we talk about the technology that we try to adopt to our grid management, especially for the operation technology, we have to communicate with many devices. So interoperability is very important. When we put it in operation, then we have to think about the maintenance issue. So if we can follow some standard, like especially for international standard, it would be good for utility.
There are many different processes in the operational technologies and in the ICT technologies. And AI can, of course, provide certain optimizations in that area. So that is one advantage, to make the communications and also the ICT and the OT more efficient in that perspective. That is very important. The other thing is that using the data that you have from the network, you can also put certain analytics on top of this. And this analytics will, of course, give you insights what is happening in your network, and you can take precaution measurements in that perspective. So this is a very important area because that can avoid that you run into trouble like outages and so on. This is interesting. Then the third aspect, these analytics insights is also very important for the end user as well. The end user will be prepared to pay extra if he has relevant services that can, let's say, give him more information when and how and under what kind of circumstances he should purchase the energy in that sense. I think that would be not only a good sign for his wallet in that perspective, but of course he can also then use those insights to understand his situation when he should use those type of capabilities.
When we talk about the AI, especially for the utility like PEA, We also try to learn and try to apply, especially for the Git operation team. Due to we have to deal with many information from the sensor, from the grid. If we have some special tool or AI to help the operator that they have to day-to-day operation, especially for the predictive, or to highlight something that would be good for our Git operation in the future when we talk about the AI. But we have to think about what the right use case or what the data set that we have to train for the AI.